workout here, and I'm doing this for general health and fitness. I like Pilates because it's good for mobility. It's easy for me to do. I've had multiple stomach surgeries and a sprained SI joint, and I just can't do traditional weightlifting like I used to. So Pilates has actually been a really good tool for both exercise, mobility, strength, tons of different benefits for Pilates. So here I'm just going to get warmed up here, just kind of do some light stretching just to kind of get everything ready to move. So I haven't really done much movement yet this morning, so I'm just going to warm up here on the Pilates reformer. Just going to start with some light little lunges here just to get everything moving. And this feels really good on my hip flexors right now. You can hold it here a little bit. I like to sit up tall, and I really feel that stretch all the way through. Just lean out here. Feel really tight this morning, so I'm going to spend a few minutes here just warming up. As I get older, I've also noticed that I need to spend more time warming up, but this is part of my path towards being healthy and having a healthy body, and that is just doing some movement that feels good, and Pilates feels really good to me. So lunges here, I'll do anywhere from 5 to 10 reps. I'm just warming up right now. I've got one spring on here, the lightest spring that I can add to the reformer here. And now I'm just stretching out as much as possible here. We will be getting into a workout here, but I'm going to spend 10 minutes or so just warming up, getting everything moving. I found Pilates to be so restorative to me. I sprained my SI joint, and it really put me in a bad place. Of course, it hurt when I did it, and it put me out. I couldn't walk or move for a while. Full day I was bedridden, and then after that I was pretty cautious. And then for the next 2 years after that, just during random movements, my back would seize up and it would put me out for another full day. And the worst part was when I was just bowling with the family and I threw out my back, and that was really hard for me because I'm only 40, but I feel like my body is giving up on me. So Pilates has brought me back to life here. So I really do like Pilates. Pilates is great for just general health and fitness, mobility, flexibility. It was invented actually by Joseph Pilates as a rehab workout for patients that were bedridden in the hospital. The reason they used springs is because one day he grabbed the springs from the beds back then that used to have springs and used those to help patients work out that were just stuck in bed. So Pilates is one of the original rehab workouts or exercises, and all of the workouts are kind of based in core movements and mobility. So Pilates is really good. So I'm just doing a figure 4 stretch here. My hips are really tight today, as they are most mornings. So I'm just getting kind of warmed up here. I'll hop on and kind of do some legs, just some light legs here to just warm up. I've just got one spring on, the lightest spring. Get my straps in here and just feel some stretches here. Just doing some stretching so that I'll have a good workout here when we get into it in just a few minutes here. I'm going to do about a 45-minute workout here. And I found Pilates to be so good. So yeah, if you've ever done Pilates, hit me up, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think of Pilates. If you love it, if you hate it, if you've never done it, if you don't know what it is a great, 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 great form of exercise here. So I'm just going to get my band here to warm up my shoulders, and then we'll get started here in just a second doing some Pilates. All right. All right. I think that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. I'm going to pop some springs on here. So I've got a red, a green, and a yellow. All right. I got my footwork springs on. I've got, I'm going to drop it here. So I've got a red and a green ball between my knees here, toes on, and now I'm just going to press out. Light squeeze on the ball there. Going to do somewhere between 10 and 15 reps per exercise. Now I'm just going to do light presses here. A couple inches up and down. Pulses. Nice and smooth. All the way out. Now I'm just dropping the heels to stretch. Now I'm going to do presses here, just lifting up on my toes, reposition my toes, calf raises here. Now I'm going to come halfway in here, and then I'm just going to move the ankles here, kind of like the same movement there. But this feels more like a mobility exercise. Now my quads are working to stabilize the carriage here. I want to keep the carriage stable while I'm lifting and lowering the heels. So now we're going to pop up to the heels here. Now we're going to go to single leg, taking the ball here under one knee here, and now we're just going to do single leg press here while we're pressing down here, activating those muscles to keep the ball in place. Nice and slow and controlled. Now we're going to switch here. So ball's going to go under this leg here. And now we're going to press out here. Last one. Okay, now we're going to do some roll-ups or sit-ups basically. Try to be nice and controlled here. try not to use my legs to pull myself up. I'm trying to articulate my spine as I go here. Try to get things moving. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to go ahead and lower my springs here. Just going to red and in yellow. And now we're going to do some twists here. So here, just going to stay up and rotate here. I'm going really slow here. For me, I've had some surgeries in my core. So for me, I'm really controlled with this movement here. Now, take the ball here, put it underneath right underneath my hips here. You want it nice and stable so you can hold yourself up without wobbling too much. Now we're going to move to short loops here. We'll just do some arm pull downs here. The ball really helps me with my core issues, so I don't have to engage the core as much. Now I'm going to extend one leg here. I'm going to do 5 on this side. I'm going to alternate here. Now 5, and both legs. And if you want, you can hold the legs out. Do some leg lifts here. You can go as low with those legs as you feel comfortable. For me, that's about the movement for me. My arms are working here as I'm holding them down. Got the resistance of the carriage. My core is engaged here. Let's come all the way in here. We're going to remove the ball here. Ball's going to go down in the ankles. Now, arms down. You have the option here to extend the legs. With my core issues, I'm building up to it, but I try to do a few reps when I feel I have the strength and listen to my body. Now we're going to circle our arms here. Three this way. Let's go the opposite direction here. Now let's get into our 100. Here we go. You do 10 sets of breath, in and out, about 5 pumps per breath. You have the option to extend your legs if you have it. I'm going to stay here. Two more breaths. Last one. And let's take a rest. Straps up. All right, let's get into another couple roll-ups here. Arms up. And then down nice and slow. Last one here. Let's twist off here. We can set our ball aside here for a second. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pilates here. Just doing a little workout today. Have you ever done Pilates? Let me know in the comments here. I find it to be extremely restorative. I think it's a great exercise here. So here we're going to jump into some planks here. And now we're going to press out here. So on here, I've got a red and a green spring. I'm going to press out and rocking the shoulders here. I'm going to lower the weight here. Haven't done these in a while. And then we're going back out. Now, last one. I'm going to go to a red spring here. Now we're going to go into some arms. Start with some bicep curls here, just leaning back, little tuck in the abs here. And now we're just doing some bicep curls here. I'm trying to keep my shoulders down and locked in, trying to keep those elbows up high. Getting those curls. I'm keeping my palms open, so I don't have a closed fist. Here, I'm going to hold 90 degrees. I'm going to slightly pulse up and down. Carriage really isn't moving, but the arms are really working. Now we're going to come low here. Do a single arm row here and a twist. I follow the elbow as I go, and I follow it and I look at the elbow as I turn. All right, I'm gonna do a little stretch here. I'm gonna switch it to a light spring. We're going to a green spring. Back into a plank here. Now with the lighter spring, I feel it more in the core. All right. Now, with the lighter weight, I'm really engaging the core here. We're just going to hold here. We can move up here. I'm going to do 2 more here. Last one. Drop the knees and back on. That felt really good. I am sweating. It is warming me up here. Let's go back to our cradle or our carriage here. Short loops here. And now I'm going to kind of pull the ropes apart here. One arm down, one arm up with a little bit of a rotation here, following the hand that's going down, and a very light tension here. So what I'm trying to do is just control the movement, because I could pop up here and then kind of glide or float back. What I'm doing here is controlling the movement all the way through, and that is a challenge in itself. Lift, lower, close. These are like band pull aparts or a reverse pec deck if you were going to be doing this at the gym. You can even cross your bands here, or your bands, your straps, and do that like this. All right, so we're going to keep our light spring on. We've got the yellow spring on. We're going to go long box. Now we're going to do something fun here with our core. Whew. Let's hop on our box here. Straps, long straps over the legs, all the way up to the thigh here. The inside of the rope will kind of go on the inside, so not on the outside, on the inside here. And now my sit bones right here at the edge of the box here, and I'm going to come in. All right, now the rope's directly under. All right, I'm going to extend and tuck. Extend and tuck. One more. Now let's try some bicycles here. Twist here. And we're going to alternate. One more each side. I'm going to drop the knees here, let my arms fall outside of my box. And back up here. I'm going to give myself a second to breathe here. Now let's come back here. I'm just going to curl up like an egg here and just tuck. We're going to go again here. We're going to extend the arms and legs. And we're going to go out and then tuck. Again, trying to go slow so I control the weight. We're going to do that again here. Give my neck a little break here. Back up. Extend. All right. Drop the legs into the headrest. Go ahead and take our straps off here. So we're going to jump on the box here, grabbing the straps here. We're going to do some shoulder presses here. So really, any move, gym, that you can do at the gym, you can really do on the Pilates reformer. That's one of the reasons I love it so much here. So on this reformer, I've got a green spring on, which is probably about a blue on some reformers. It's a lighter spring. So I'm going to load up here on the box, short straps here, kind of loop it with my thumb here, extend my legs, and press here. So this is a shoulder press here. Six, we're going 10, 9, last one, 10. Okay, now here, we're gonna swim. So I'm just holding here, a little bit of tension here on my arms, and swimming. All right, round number 2 here. All right, now legs again here, giving my arms a full rest here. Now you can also do out and in. Get those adductors fired up, glutes as well. Now we'll get off the box. You kind of do a push up here, step down, and get off the box. How's everybody doing? Good morning. I'm going to take a water break here. Probably about halfway done with my workout this morning. Doing some Pilates. Hey everybody, how's it going? Oh yes, I can feel the relief on your back. Yeah, it feels so good on my back. Nice and light pressure or work on the back. So now we're going to jump into some bridging. Now with bridging, the more weight you add, the easier it is kind of on your core and your hamstrings. So I've got a red and a green, and you can kind of just adjust this as you see fit. So I'm going to put the ball in. If you're just starting and you've never done these bridges on the reformer, don't use the ball, just try it without it, see how it feels. So now, just gonna press up, a little squeeze on the ball, and I'm keeping light pressure on the ball the entire time. And then, I try to keep the carriage in, so the carriage is gonna wanna slide out. But what you do is you grab the bar with your heels and you pull in, and that really fires up your hamstrings. So when I first started, and honestly still to this day, I'll get cramps in my hamstrings. So I found that if I warm up a little bit more before I start working out, that does help. But even now, I can feel it starting to warm up. Now what you can do is you can push the carriage out and adjust it so you're not so low, especially if you're taller. So you may adjust your carriage before you get started. Last one here. Couple squeezes, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then depending on you, you can articulate up. So that's where you kind of move each part of the spine. For me, I've got lower back issues, so I always keep a flat back. Now, we're gonna go up with one leg. So we're gonna do a bridge, and then we're gonna tuck here. Now, We'll alternate there. Up here. 1, 2. Now we're going to expand on that. So here, we're going to lift up, push out, back in, push out, back in, down. Up, push out, in. This is great for your mind-body connection too, doing those two movements at the same time. So here, I'm just going to stretch here, scissor the legs here. Alternate. So for me, I like to mix in some stretching and mobility with my workout, especially because I'm doing Pilates as rehab. Let's do some scissor kick throughs here or pass throughs. A few more here. All right. Now we're going to do some bridge pressing. So we're going to press up into our bridge and then press out. Again, with the lighter weight, I actually find it a little bit more challenging on the closing of the carriage. Of course, because more weight is going to kind of pull you in. So I feel it more on the hamstrings. Then if you add a little bit more weight, I feel it more on the quads, pushing myself out. But this is great. I'm feeling it everywhere here. My glutes, my adductors, my quads, my hamstrings, everything is working here. And then down here. Now we're going to come back with the ball here. So here, I'm going to start with my left side here. I'm going to press up and out, and now I'm just going to pump this leg here. 3, 4, 5, and down. I'm going to alternate here. So right leg here with the ball, left leg presses up and slightly out, and raise and lower. Trying to stay with my breath. Foot down and down here. Okay, we're going to try a jackknife here. See how I feel today. But this exercise can be a little bit challenging. We're going to come up and over our legs here and then come back down slowly. All right, come back up again. I kind of pop the legs up and then I come down slow and controlled. That's feeling okay today. One more here for me. Control it down. Whoo! Ha! All right. I'm going to take a water break here and get off the carriage. So transitions are hard for me because of my lower back issues. But Pilates does help. So I'm taking a quick rest here and I'm going to get back in to finish up. I try to drink one 20-ounce bottle. Is this 20 ounce? 18 ounce. Almost 20 ounces. Yeah, this is 18 ounces. I try to finish one of these while I'm doing my 45-minute workout. I'm going to adjust the foot bar here. We're going to do a spring adjustment here. We're going to go a little bit heavier. So I think I'm just going to go red. Okay. Now we're going to stand on the carriage here. I do have my sticky socks on, so I always step on part of the carriage that doesn't move. And now you can find your kind of placement here, and then we'll kind of kick out here. So this is like a little skater series here. The closer in you get on the carriage, the more resistance you're gonna get. The further out, kind of the less resistance you'll get, but you're gonna feel it in different muscles. So the further I come out here, the more I feel it on the inside, and then the closer I get in here, the more I feel it on my abductors. Okay, so here we're gonna skate out. Just get the feeling for that. And now I'm gonna add the arms. And I'm rotating away from my leg here. So leg pushes out and I rotate away. Okay. Now we're going to go out into a plank here. And then we're going to do some kind of leg presses here, or kind of like a squat, but you get your whole body involved here. Squeezing the ball here as I press out. Now we can do some tapping here. Just some knee taps. One more out and in. I'm going to switch to the other side here. Press out here. Kind of lunge into it and press out. Now, arms out, rotate. Now here I'm just enjoying the stretch here. I'm going to switch and do that on the other side here. Alrighty, back to the core here. Ball down here. Now we're going to do some pikes. Five. We're going 10. Last one. Drop the knees. And come in here. Should adjust my platform and make sure that's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh. Got a red spring on here. Whew. I'm feeling pretty good. Got a little glisten going on today. Hey everybody, good morning. How's everybody doing? Doing a little Pilates today? Yeah. Okay. Now, foot bars up here. I'm going to get up into a plank position here. I've got one red spring on. I'm I'm gonna come up here. We got a nice grip on the bar here. And pushing out. Now this is a really good core exercise here. I feel it all the way through my core, a little bit up into my shoulders. The lighter the band you have on, the harder it's going to be. So I'm going to add a little bit here. I'm feeling a little fatigued today. So here we're going to come out, back in. We're going to do a half a push-up, not a full one. A nice half push-up there. You don't have to come all the way down to the bar in this one. And back in here, push up, out. Last one here. And then I'm coming up here. So we're going into a little more of an advanced move. It's not necessarily the hardest move, but you definitely won't find this in like a beginner Pilates workout. So we're gonna come on the bar here, and this one's a little bit challenging for me, but it's fun. I'm gonna bring my bar up a little bit here. We get here, we're gonna come down, and we're gonna swoosh through, kick out, and then come up here. Got a little bit too much weight on here, so I'm gonna drop the weight here, so down to a red spring here. Now, if I had more mobility, my legs would straighten out and I'd be more rounded, but I don't have the most mobility. So I kind of drop into like a little dip and then bring the legs in. Oh, this does feel really good on my back. And while it is challenging, it's not super hard, but definitely a more advanced movement. Now the goal would be to pull yourself right through without bending the knees as much. But that's my own mobility issue. Do one more here. Yeah. I'm going to take a quick break and we're going to jump in that again and do the dip there. Whew. It's a great workout here. I really like it. All right. Let's get back in position here. Standing up. My heels are kind of on the edge, so they grab the platform and push. We're going to dip, up, and in. And back up. And down here. Last one. Nice deep dip there for me. All right. I'm going to switch here to a green spring. And we're going to do some knee tucks here. So knees, thighs right up against your shoulder rests here. I'm going to walk up the platform here. And then with tension, we're just going to tuck the knees. Really feeling it in the core. Then you could do both hands to one side here. And this is where you're really glad that you have that light spring on there. And then a few more back to center to finish up. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing with single leg. Walk up here, one leg, and tuck. Knee back in, leg out. Last one. And then 5 more together. Whew. I'm sweaty. Take a little rest break from that. All right, so I've just got one green spring on, the lighter spring here. I've got my short loop here. We're gonna do a tricep press here. So, a tricep extension here. Now, if you're advanced, you can. I need my leg out here to balance more, but now you can kick a leg out and then go for that. I'm not quite there yet. All right. Now we're going to do a spin here, so a tall kneeling twist here. So arms out and twist. Again, I'm going slow with the tension of the carriage here, because you could spring yourself up and lose tension. But part of the challenge is to go slow enough that you get tension the whole time. And modification is you can come down and then rotate up. Okay. So here we can do a carriage press, a sled press here. Straddle your carriage and launch it up. Single arm if you want. Catch it with the opposite arm. 5 more. Last one. All right. Now we're going to do the tricep extension here on this side. So tall kneeling, grab it with my right arm here, left arm on the shoulder rest, and extend here. Now I'm just holding the short strap. I don't have it looped around me or anything, so that's working on my grip as well. Two more. Last one. All right. Now, left arm here, arms out like they say hug a tree, hug a beach ball or something. And then I'm just gonna twist. And again, nice and slow here. I don't want the carriage to bounce. I'm driving the movement here with my core, feeling it in my obliques. Alrighty, now we're going to finish up with some favorite stretches here. Mermaid is really one of the best stretches in my opinion. So you get on the carriage here in a shin box. So my right shin up against the shoulder rest, my left shin here making a box. So press away here and reach over here. 3 here. Third one, I rotate, plant the hand here, press out, drop the head, and then when I come in, I keep my elbows not locked, but extended here, and then kind of let the carriage pull me in. I feel a nice, good stretch here on my side here, and then we'll go again. Come up here, again, come out, grab the shoulder rest, and extend the other way. All right, switch around here. I just kind of do a shin box around there. Opposite side here. So again, pressing out, reaching over. I do about 3 here. Then I'll plant the hand, press out, and down here. Twist out of that, grab the headrests, and open up on the other side. And you should have more mobility than me. I'm pretty immobile. That was a good one. So thank you for joining me. That was a good workout today. Does anybody else do Pilates? Ooh, look at my hair. I'm all sweaty here. So, oh man. Does anybody else do Pilates here? So I just finished a Pilates workout. It's great for my body and has been a game changer when it comes to being able to work out after injuries, surgeries. My body just, I can't handle weightlifting like I used to. So Pilates has been amazing. So what's everybody else doing for your workouts today? I just finished my Pilates workout. Anybody else got any, I don't know, New Year's resolutions? Trying to do some more exercise and fitness? What's everybody got going on? Good morning. I will be doing lives of my Pilates. So if you want to check back in or subscribe or anything, I've got a Pilates reformer here that I've been using, and it has been a game changer for me after multiple surgeries in the core, hernia surgeries. While they don't cut any core muscles, it does impact kind of how I've been able to move over time. So I've had 2 of those, and then I had a sprained SI joint that kind of just changed the way my body moves. So after that sprained SI joint, I don't move like I used to, and I got an x-ray, and actually I have some kyphosis of the lower spine, which I don't know if that's that big a deal. I think everybody might have a little bit, but mine was enough that I started just hurting my back doing everyday things. And I used to be a competitive powerlifter, can't really do deadlifts or squats weighted anymore. So I had to find something else to do for working out, and Pilates has really helped. I do still go to the gym and do some basic movements, bench press, lat pull downs, you know, kind of some big strength moves. But as far as my majority exercise, I really like Pilates. So, well, thanks for joining me. Doesn't look like anybody's got any questions or anything like that. So Hope you're all doing good and made it through the holidays. If you got any New Year's resolutions, good luck on those. I'll see you in the next one.